can write.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Good evening. The United States Senate held an unprecedented debate today on the unusual case of Senator Bob Packwood.
The Senate faced an extraordinary decision whether to try to force the Oregon Republican to turn over his personal diaries to the Senate Ethics Committee, which is investigating sexual harassment charges against Packwood. The senator insists this is an illegal invasion of his privacy. He also made it clear the diaries could dish dirt back onto some of his colleagues. Chief Washington correspondent Bob Schieffer has the latest from Capitol Hill. Bob?
Connie, this debate has been going on since noon Eastern Time. Members of the Ethics Committee saying they're not trying to invade Senator Packwood's privacy, just trying to get the documents they need for their investigation.
This debate is not about allegations of sexual misconduct.
McConnell, the ranking Republican on the Ethics Committee, did criticize the Democratic Committee chairman for saying Packwood may have violated criminal laws, but on the need for the documents, he stood solidly with the chairman, who was adamant.
No member of the Senate under investigation in any form by the Senate Ethics Committee has ever in the history of the committee refused to comply with a document request.
Back in Oregon, two of Packwood's original accusers followed the developments on television and urged the Senate to press on, while a third did the same outside the Capitol. But Packwood, acting as his own defender, saw it as a brutal, unfair invasion of privacy.
These diaries are as personal as anything you can write. My former wife never saw them, my children, no other staff member. So they were very, very personal.
In one case, he even suggested the diaries related how one accuser had made up with him.
This one who'd complained was drinking wine with me in the office one night. She stood up, approached me, put her arms around me, gave me a great big kiss and said, "You're wonderful." And I responded, "Warts and all," and she laughed.
Ethics Committee members said that wasn't the point.
This isn't an attempt to pry. We're not the Senate Select Committee on voyeurism. We have no prurient interest in this information.
During one juncture, Packwood said if the committee would detail what violations of criminal law it was investigating, he might hand over relevant portions of the diary. But through it all, he claimed he was being held to an unfair standard.
There isn't a citizen in this country that would be subject to produce the papers that this subpoena is asking me to produce.
But as this debate drones on tonight, even the senators themselves seem unsure where it is headed. Virtually no new information is coming out. A vote anytime soon now seems unlikely, and for the time being, senators seem content to just keep talking, while behind the scenes, their leaders try to figure a way out of this mess. Connie?
Bob Schieffer on Capitol Hill. Thanks.
While this is the toughest fight of Senator Packwood's political life, it is by no means his first. And time after time, Packwood's strategy has been that age-old motto of politics, war, and sports: the best defense is a good offense. Correspondent Eric Ingberg has been investigating that part of the story.
In Oregon, Senator Packwood's hardball tactics with the Senate came as no surprise. Ask Steve McCarthy. 20 years ago, he was a friend and supporter of Governor Tom McCall, who was thinking about running against Packwood. McCarthy was called by another old friend.
It was Senator Packwood calling from Washington, D.C., saying, I just want you to know that if Tom runs against me in the primary, I'm going to drag his drinking problem and his son's problem with drugs into the race.
Hello.
The verbal threat, which McCarthy quickly passed along to McCall, was soon followed by a soothing call, Packwood saying,
I didn't mean to say that I would drag these things into the campaign. I meant to say that they would inevitably get dragged into the campaign.
Packwood's office refused to comment. There is no evidence the alleged